Hey guys, John coming at you with another Diablo Immortal video. You can see we are grinding up there. We're at 428. So there's a couple things I wanted to point out while grinding up to the server Paragon that I wanted to point out that I thought were very important because I was asked a lot of questions about the new Paragon tree since coming back to the game. And I did some testing on the Treasure Hunter versus the Massacre tree, which one to use when farming, because there does seem to be a big difference. You guys probably wanted to be aware of this. It may help you out depending on what health tier you are currently in right now. All right, so guys, what I am talking about here, and you will see as we kind of go around here and we kill stuff, is the simple fact that I have now got to 428. I've caught up on my bounties. I did all of them. I'm trying to just grind a little bit of combat basically CR right now because I want to progress into health 7. I'm like this close from getting there. I think I'm like 800 combat rating away. There's a few ways I could go to try to achieve that combat rating. Honestly, I probably don't have to have it currently, but I really want to because I know it'll make my life just a little bit easier because I'm still facing that massive armor deficit that I've been basically experiencing for the last, I don't know, several months in the game, right? I don't know how everyone else is doing it. I thought it was because I was so far behind is why I had this armor deficit. But the more I keep playing it, the more I'm like, I don't know if this is the case because as you can see here, when we go to more attributes armor, I'm still 98 below here and I'm steadily climbing on the combat rating section. I was at 6,500 something today before I started actually farming, and I'm already gained up to 788.9, and I haven't even been dealing with Hellquare raids, right? So there's been a lot of opportunities for me to really gain some more CR passively, so to speak, that I haven't taken advantage of. And as you can see here, we just got another double upgrade because that's how outdated a lot of our gear is. So as I'm going through this, we're flip-flopping, we're getting things in better shape, we'll say, right? But notice my armor, still not the greatest, right? Combat rating going up, sure, but armor is still low here. So this is gonna be a constant problem on my account. So I gotta kind of be aware of it and how to manage it. Now, one thing I wanna point out to you guys is the simple fact that when we were doing a lot of the farming and a lot of the building, so to speak, for everything to go into my current build and try to catch up, I did some testing on the Paragon trees because I got asked a lot of questions about them. Like, okay, John, what's the difference between the Paragon trees? Which one are you putting your points into? Which one are you really utilizing here lately to make the biggest difference on your account? And honestly, I've been going a lot of armor right now, but the reason being is because I've taken the Massacre tree and I've maxed that out all except for this last HP node here. And I did full testing on this. I tested the Massacre tree. We're gonna do a dedicated video on it later. But it was a big difference. This was a really, really, really cool tree. Now, we know the tried and true is Treasure Hunter, right? This is the tree that everyone wants to utilize and that I fought so much at the beginning. I don't know if you guys saw this on my channel or not, but if you go back and watch some later videos, quite a bit later, actually, I did actually debate with Veiled Shot Gaming about the Treasure Hunter tree because it was such a hot topic back then. And actually that led to some spiraling out of control on that one. But it seems to keep coming up. The recurring theme of, okay, what about Treasure Hunter? What about Treasure Hunter tree? How good is it? Is it viable? Have they nerfed it? Have they shadow nerfed it without us knowing? Because really, we don't have any way of knowing this 50% increased drop rate from elite monsters. We really don't know this. We tried to do some testing. I know myself, Vale, Darth, we tried to do some testing to see, okay, well, what is the actual drop rate? And unfortunately, it was just something that you need thousands upon thousands upon thousands of drops to really iterate to find that. It's just not worth it. I'm gonna be quite frank with you guys. I love making content for you, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Why would we invest so many hours upon hours? Like this would take 12 to 20 hours easily of constant grinding to come up with this data. Why would anyone do that? Who really cares at the end of the day for that? It's not that big of a deal. However, we were able to test stuff like the XP and the gold. It does seem to be working and active, right? Which is good. But does it mean that you need to be using this tree when you're trying to level up or farm, right? Or in my case, right? Let's talk about in my case, I'm so far behind where those of you watching this video, you may be coming back into Diablo Immortal. You may not be at server Paragon. You may be well under. For example, I'm still well under. I'm at 429 out of 486. So I'm still, what is that, 63, or no, sorry, 50 something. 57. I'm still 57 below server Paragon. Notice that I'm still 800% XP boost, okay? That 800% is insane. Do I really need that extra 50% from the treasure hunter tree to really make the difference, right? Is this little 50% node over here really like actual 50%? So that makes it like 850%. Like, I did some testing, and the reason why I'm kind of, I guess, I'm not trying to ramble on here, but I'm trying to point it out is the simple fact that I've pointed out a few things that maybe were misconceptions on Treasure Hunter, but then also I'm going to show you some math where it actually, you'll see this 50% is great. However, if you are someone who wants to consider another Paragon tree to use for farming, Massacre is right up there. Massacre is right up there, and I'll kind of explain to you why and how this works. And actually, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll pull it up and we'll activate it, and I'll go show you, and I'll show you kind of the tickets and the counter so you can kind of get a good idea. But I did testing. I did head-to-head testing on using both trees with 800% XP bonus in both circumstances, farming the same exact area for the same exact time period to kind of figure out what was best to best. Now, when we talk about Massacre tree, why is this something that'd be worth it to consider utilizing? Well, one, during a kill streak, every 10 kills grants you 3% increased primary attack speed up to 15%. So it's 10 stacks here, 15% attack speed. Why do you care about that? It makes you kill things quicker, right? Kill streak again, 10 kill streak gives you 15% movement speed. So once again, we're moving faster, we're swinging faster, we're doing more damage, right? Kill streak timer now expires 10% slower. This is huge, right? Because what's one of the problems you face when you're using the treasure hunter tree? Or when you're just open world farming? Yeah, a lot of times you can get in sync and you can make sure you maintain your kill streaks, right? However, what happens when you have like a random who comes in here, kills your kill streak, or what happens if you're just passively farming, right? Like, for example, myself, I typically watch something on my other monitor over here while I'm open world farming because I'm not that interested in it. So if I'm not paying close attention to it, I lose my kill streak a lot. And if you guys did not know this, after 100 of your kill streak, you no longer, it doesn't matter, it doesn't scale any higher. However, you always want to hit that 100 mark when you're on a kill streak so that we get the most fluck for your buck as far as XP goes. I did a full video breakdown on this not long ago, probably about 2 or 3 months ago. And honestly, we'll probably revisit it again just as a refresher because I think it's very important for everyone to realize that kill streaks give you a crap load of extra XP. So Massacre allowing you to, one, make the timer 10% slower, right? On top of that, you can actually get it to where when you pick one up, right? Like when you pick one up, it increases your kill streak. So yeah, and picking up items will refresh the kill streak duration right here, right? That's huge. On top of that, during a kill streak, every 10% or every 10 kills grants you 1% damage reduction, so you take less damage, and you increase the amount of boundless strides and tenacity to 10%, right? This is really, really, really impressive and impactful on your account because I feel like it allows me to punch up a little higher when farming and not worry as much because I'm mitigating a little bit more damage. I'm constantly moving. I'm a demon hunter, so I'm already built with a kit, right? Like I'm already built with a simple thing of like all my skills are going to synergy basically off my vengeance and my primary attack. So getting an increased primary attack and allowing that to go ahead and do more and more damage is so massive. Like, I don't think anyone understands like how important this really is, like in all seriousness. However, when we did some head-to-head testing, there were some interesting results. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pop up a notepad document here that I have. I'll kind of break it down a little bit for you. So you can see at the very top here, you're gonna see starting XP nodes. So basically what I'm saying there is when I started with my XP, I came over here and I said, okay, I'm at 1 million, blah, 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 blah XP, my 800% boost here. And I was watching every level as I go up to make sure I never changed my 800 boost. I didn't change any of my other gear. The only thing I changed was my Paragon tree to keep things apples to apples. So you can see here that I started at 149,000 experience. I got one full level, and that's guaranteed 3.5 million. And that actually only took me about 7 minutes at this later stage in the game. So it's kind of cool. That one spot with 800% XP boost, you're getting a level every 7 minutes. I'm gonna go back and farm that for a couple of hours tonight, actually, to see if I can't like jump up another 20 or 30 levels, right? But So then we see I ended on 1,389,000. Now, basically what this means is I started from here, right? I started with this, I ended with this. That means both those numbers get added together. Now we start doing some math. So now we minus what we started with, right? And this is what we ended up with here, right? Plus the full level. So this ends up with our total XP. So total XP with Treasure Hunter, and this was a 10-minute interval at 800% XP rewards bonus. Don't get it twisted. If you're someone who's not at 800 XP rewards, your numbers will not look this high. This is only for 800% XP rewards, but the thing about this is this scales infinitely and goes right along with your XP rewards boost, right? But yeah, so 10 minutes, 4,739,000. Now you can see total breakdown or takeaway from the next one that we're going to talk about, which is going to be Massacre. It's only 3,665,000 damage. Now you'll see here, we started at 1 mil, we got 1 level, we ended here. You guys get the point that we just broke down, right? So what's the difference between there? Like almost 1 million XP. Now, oh my God, 1 million XP in 10 minutes. That's a lot of XP to lose, especially when one level is 3.5 million. So that's almost a third of a level. But what's the math actually end up with? So I did the quick math between the two of these. And what was funny about this is the simple fact that when you do the math between how much XP you get when you're using the Massacre tree versus how much you're getting with the Treasure Hunter tree, you're actually only seeing a 30% difference in XP. So really you're getting an additional 20% of the experience I phrased that wrong. You get 30% of the 50 that you get for the Paragon Tree bonus. So what I'm talking about here is, we'll go ahead and we'll pull this down, is that whole 50% here, right? So if, let's say for example, that the Treasure Hunter did not have this node right here about the 50% more experience, and that's it, right? Because you don't get anything more for here, right? Like greed doesn't do anything, no modifiers. So you're only getting a flat 50% more experience gained from defeating elite monsters, right? So that's the only XP boost you're truly getting. And when you go to do the quick math between the two trees, like you're within 20%, okay? And yes, you do get elites in there. Where did I farm? I farmed in one of the best spots in the game, and that's down here, right? I farmed right in here. You can see it right, cursor next to my head. This area has always been tried and true as far as giving the best XP for the quickest turnaround, especially for solo farming. For solo farming, it's unrivaled. It's an easy figure 8 type situation. Not easy as pie, best XP, hands down. So that's where I did my control test, right? Well, you do get elites there. So you will notice a difference in XP here. And also on top of that, I finished the bestiary on the Treasure Hunter one. And the second one, I almost finished the bestiary, but not quite in the 10-minute time period. So I think that skewed the numbers. But overall, you can kind of use your own thoughts about this, but it's very comparable. The reason why I bring this up, and a lot of you may be wondering, okay, well, John, that doesn't seem like a good point. Like, why would you go out of your way to make this point? And the simple fact that I'm making this point is because I want people to understand, like, not everyone is in Hell 6, right? Not everyone is in high Hell difficulties, right? Not everyone's up here. Some people are, somewhere further down the line. They just can't seem to hack it, whatever the case may be. But let's say you invest some points in your Massacre tree, right? Because the Massacre tree has a lot going on with it that's actually worth your time. Let's say you invest in here and you utilize this tree. Well, this tree can allow you to kind of go ahead and cheat just a smidge on your stats, right? Because now you can attack faster with more kills. You can mitigate some damage, right? You're moving quicker, which allows you to evade. If you're a ranged class like myself, like the wizard or a necro, this is going to be super impactful for you. And if you're a barb, actually, this works out really well because you're going to be able to do primary attack and speed boost, which is going to be impactful, right? And mitigate a little bit of damage. But that's one massive increase in just general like gameplay or farming, right? It just feels better because you get to move faster. You do sacrifice some XP like we showed, but not a lot. So if you're someone who's struggling in the game, and you always run Treasure Hunter because you always want to get that best gear, you always want to get the best of everything, that's awesome. I love that for you. But if you're someone who's kind of struggling a little bit, maybe consider booking out this Massacre tree, getting all these nodes here, because this is a solid tree. This Paragon tree is actually one of the first ones I feel super solid about in comparison to like Soldier, Gladiator, all the other ones. Like this one, everything goes really, really well together. I really like this tree. And that kind of proves my point of this works well because it synergizes so well, and because of the extra impactfulness of the my character, it allows me to make up some difference and really go hard when farming. So keep that in mind. Myself, I'm gonna go back and forth. I'm not trying to punch up to health 7. The second I hit health 7, I'm gonna be rocking the Massacre tree because I want to get that extra damage boost. I want to get the extra damage because I know when I get to health 7, my armor is gonna be god awful. And I'm gonna need help, right? Because if I can't even get to below my current mark and I gotta rely on this, like we all know what's gonna happen. It's not gonna be anything good, unfortunately. But it's okay. Eventually we will break the barrier and we will fix this armor problem that we have going on here. We're only 56 away, but we know as soon as we go to the next health tier, it's gonna be reset and be even more negative for us. That's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you are someone who has been curious about whether or not to use the treasure hunter tree or the Massacre tree, I really hope this helped you. I really hope that this helped you decide what Paragon tree you wanted to play or utilize. I know for myself, when I get pushed up to a harder section, I'm gonna be running this Massacre, but for right now, I'm gonna rock that treasure hunter. And yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. And overall, game feels good. Good to be back. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. If you do, please make sure to like and subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.